Guys, I know this is going to sound a bit crazy, but I really do feel like the Pelicans this season are one of the more enjoyable teams to watch. And while it hasn't always been that way that they've been able to respond to a 3-16 start should not be slept on. As a matter of fact, I think that should tell you everything that you need to know. The Pelicans haven't necessarily been the most talented team in the league, but remember what I said in my last Lakers video. There are ways to overcome not having the most talent. That being said, the Pelicans actually do have a great amount of talent. Again, I'm probably going to get some looks for saying this, but I do believe the Pelicans are one of the deeper teams in the league. Remember, Zion Williamson hasn't touched the floor yet. We've only seen a glimpse of what this team is truly capable of. I think it's unfortunate that there's been so much negativity around Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans this season. When healthy, Zion Williamson is somebody that can sell out an arena all by himself. He's somebody that can change a game all by himself. He's without a doubt one of the most polarizing players in the league, while having some of the most unique upside that we've ever seen. You could say that we've seen some players that share similarities, but I would argue that we've never seen anybody quite like Zion. This video, we have a ton to talk about, but before we go any further, let's get a word from our sponsor. I want to give a major shout out to Fetch Rewards for sponsoring today's content. For those of you that don't know what Fetch Rewards is, it's basically a super easy to use free app that gets you free rewards on basically anything that you buy. All you have to do is scan any receipt or e-receipt and you'll earn points from wherever you were shopping. You then redeem those points for hundreds of rewards. I'm talking Amazon, Visa gift cards, you name it, Fetch has it. To be honest with you guys, the whole process is so easy that it's a little ridiculous. Just take a few pictures, click submit, and hey, I told you guys it was easy, right? One of the things that I love so much about Fetch is how easy it is to use your e-receipts. All you have to do is click the e-receipts button and it'll check your recent purchases. Fetch is not picky at all about receipts. There are so many rewards to choose from, and you can earn points from anywhere. Check out the link in the description below and get 3,000 free points whenever you scan your first receipt. Don't mind me guys, I'm just about to spend my free points. No big deal, right? Be sure to download the app now and use code GETLIKECOOP before it's too late. I want to give a major shout out to Fetch for making today's content possible. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is the McCollum trade, because this trade has helped shape the future of the New Orleans Pelicans in more ways than one. Now, I don't want everybody to just assume that the McCollum trade is the only reason that the Pelicans are where they are right now, but I will say that it is a major reason. You want to know who else is a major reason that the Pelicans are where they are right now? He's no longer with the team and he goes by the name of Josh Hart. As a matter of fact, I'd say that Josh Hart's improvement this season is one of the reasons that the Pelicans were even able to make the McCollum trade. Josh Hart is viewed as a positive asset across the league, mainly due to how much he's improved. And that's not to say that he was ever a negative asset, because he came to New Orleans with value. But I mean, it's hard to argue that his value hasn't immensely gone up this season. Josh Hart himself said that there was virtually no market for him in free agency, and he basically had no choice but to come back to New Orleans. While I'm sure that had to be a tough pill to swallow, I'm sure him getting traded was an even tougher pill to swallow. I've watched every Pelicans game this season, and I've seen the bond that Josh Hart has formed with Willie Green. I've seen the bond that Josh Hart has formed with his teammates, and I'm sure Josh Hart enjoys the success that the Pelicans are having right now, but I'm sure that he would also prefer to be a part of the success that they're having right now. Though I thought it was awesome that the Toronto Raptors were able to win a championship in 2019, I thought that it sucked that DeMar DeRozan wasn't able to be a part of it. Now, of course, I know that DeMar is happy that his brothers won, but you can't tell me that he wouldn't have wanted to be there, playing and experiencing everything after putting in all that work in Toronto. The business side of the NBA really sucks sometimes. I've always said, how do you expect players to be loyal when franchises aren't? I know that statement varies from player to player and franchise to franchise, but I'm sure you guys get my point. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans aren't the Toronto Raptors, and CJ McCollum is not Kawhi Leonard. But you see, the addition of CJ McCollum, while I won't call it a Kawhi Leonard effect, has had somewhat of a DeMar DeRozan effect. Some like to call it the Chris Paul effect. Hey, call it what you want. CJ has been absolutely huge for the New Orleans Pelicans. And I'm not just talking about his on-the-court impact. You see, CJ McCollum has been helping to change the narrative surrounding New Orleans basketball. From the day that he arrived in New Orleans, he made it known that he wanted to be there. On top of wanting to be there, he made it known that he would be an asset to the Zion Williamson situation, while also being an asset to Zion Williamson. I think it's no secret that as a player, Zion Williamson has been in a very tough spot. The spot that Zion Williamson has been in has led to a ton of speculation and a ton of hate, to be honest with you guys. Having a veteran like CJ with the knowledge that CJ has can be invaluable to a guy like Zion Williamson. Off the court, CJ has been a steady vet presence. On the court, CJ has been everything that the Pelicans could have wanted in a guard. Spotty guard play has plagued the New Orleans Pelicans this season. It was clear that with or without Zion Williamson, they were going to need an upgrade at the guard position. And that's not to slight Devontae Graham. It's just that he may be best suited for a six-man role at this point of his career. Since arriving in New Orleans, CJ McCollum has been averaging 26.3 points on 52.3% from the field and 40.9% from the three-point line. Might I add that this guy is taking 7.3 threes per game? Could you imagine CJ McCollum playing with Zion Williamson? Since the All-Star break, the Pelicans have been tough. They were able to rip off 4 straight before playing a steaming hot Denver Nuggets team. They were able to come away with big wins versus Phoenix, Utah, and the Los Angeles Lakers. According to StatMuse, they were first in net rating, first in defensive rating, and second in offensive rating. While the scoring has been top tier, I've been most pleased with CJ's playmaking after being moved to a starter at point guard. His ability to play off of Brandon Ingram has been invaluable. His ability to make defenses pay for double teaming Brandon Ingram has been invaluable. Regardless of what happens the remainder of the season for the New Orleans Pelicans, I've seen the light and I know exactly how bright it can be. I can literally talk about this team and its potential for days. I mean, come on guys. Have we seen some of these Herb Jones steals? When some people hear Herb Jones, they think all defense. Me, I'm thinking DPOY. He's been that tough for the New Orleans Pelicans, and there will probably be a breakdown on him coming very soon. In the Summer League, I compared Herb Jones to Draymond Green, and while he may not be a Draymond Green level defender just yet, early in his career, he's already done a ton of things that would remind you of Dre. What I truly love about Herb is he's not just defense, he's a legit threat on the offensive side of the basketball too. But that's a conversation for the breakdown video. In that video, I'll try to include how cold Jackson Hayes has been at the 4. Speaking of cold, you guys know what would be tough? A Zion Williamson return. While a lot of the news surrounding Zion Williamson has been negative, we finally have some positive news that couldn't come at a better time. March 2nd, Shams reported that Zion Williamson is showing improved bone healing in his right foot and will gradually progress to full weight-bearing exercise and basketball activity. March 5th, Andrew Lopez would report that the initial plan for Zion Williamson upon his return to New Orleans is to remain back while the team travels as he continues to rehab at the team facility. He will be around the team when they are in the city. Now, this is great news for multiple reasons. For one, there was a lot of speculation that Zion may need another surgery. And of course, nothing is set in stone, but the healing is naturally a good sign. Two, Zion gets to embrace the culture that is being built in New Orleans. If you embrace New Orleans, then the city will embrace you. It's as simple as that. According to Willie Green, there's still a long road ahead of Zion. So this news doesn't necessarily mean that he's returning this season, but could you imagine if he did? The race for the play-in tournament and the playoffs is heating up. We just saw Bron drop 56 when the Lakers desperately needed a win. A lot of people are saying that my last Lakers video aged poorly, but personally, I think that I made a lot of valid points. When it comes to Zion Williamson, he's somebody that I just want to see happy and playing basketball at a high level again. I think that these pictures of him in the city interacting with fans is something that is great to see. Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans have the potential to make magic happen in New Orleans. Do you guys think that they will? While I'm here, I actually have to give a major shout out to my guy Brandon Ingram because he's held New Orleans down for a minute now. He's evolved into one of the toughest point forwards in the game, and he's also another one of those guys that never quit when the going got tough. He was bought in from day one, doing all of the things that you would want out of a leader. Shout out to him, CJ McCollum, Jonas, the whole squad for staying solid, and especially Willie Green. I also didn't talk about him enough. He's a culture changer in the truest sense. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.